Hey there guys, this is Cob, and this is the first quick and basic guide on how to position yourself effectively as a Destruction Warlock. In this video we'll be covering offensive positioning against Spell-Cleaves. So let's get right into this. The first and most important thing you need to know about positioning against Wizard or Caster Cleaves is that holding the open ground is huge. So whether it's the open area in Nagrand or the bridge in Blade's Edge, it really doesn't matter. As a Warlock you need to be commanding that area. If you were able to hold the center of the map like this, you can do so many things to own the other team. By playing like this, for example, right in their faces, their healer is going to struggle a lot to push out and land any kind of CCs on your team. If he does try and push out, you and your partner can just destroy him with CC or by switching on him. Playing like this also gives you a lot of uptime on the enemy DPS. And lastly, playing in their faces like this will often force them back to their side of the map, so if they want to land CC on your healer, who is going to be playing at max range from you, they're going to have to overextend. And this is just going to make them into sitting ducks who are just waiting to be nuked down, and sometimes even going to put them out of range of their healer. Now, pushing opponents back to their side of the map is ideal, but it's not always going to happen. Certain classes like Shadow Priests and enemy Warlocks aren't going to be pushed back so easily, and that's because as a Spell-Cleave, it's very hard to kill a Shadow Priest, so they know that they can push out. In fact, Shadow Priests and other Warlocks are going to try and do the exact same thing as you are and push up to play in your face and CC your healer. Now you've got to be careful, make sure to either CC them, or if they push in too far away from their healer, you can actually switch onto them and force them back with basic damage, but you're not trying to kill them, only force them away from your healer. Shadow Priests and even Warlocks in some cases are very hard to kill, so just focus on controlling them. So here's a quick few clips from a wargame against some friends of mine, all skilled players. Myself and my Elemental Shaman had good positioning for almost the entire game, where we were constantly dominating the middle of the map, and when our Druid healer played max range, this enemy god comp got barely any pressure. And even though their Shadow Priest was playing in our faces, his mage had to spend most of the 19-minute game having to line of sight us. Our healer was playing max range, and the mage couldn't risk overextending into the open to land CC on our healer, and we controlled the Shadow Priest well enough to prevent most of their pressure. And also, as you can see here, with myself and Decora both pushed in, there's just no way that their shaman's going to come out and help with CC at all. He was locked behind that pillar. But now see here, our healer is going to make a really big mistake, and I'm going to make him watch this video because he loves to go Rambo mode too often. He's going to push in here, which is the worst thing ever for a healer to do in a Spell-Cleave versus Spell-Cleave game. But he does it here, and obviously he's instantly going to get put into CC, and then he's going to even get swapped onto it. And this is going to happen against all good Spell-Cleaves that you verse, and as a result they're going to force his defensive cooldowns, and they're going to completely counter our pressure because me and Decora are going to have to peel now. So as you can see, it's massively important that your healer plays at max range in Spell-Cleave versus Spell-Cleave encounters. It's going to force them to overextend, and that's going to put them out in the open. We'd played a few wargames with this god comp at this point, so they knew that the mage was our main target and that he couldn't push in easily. But after 19 minutes of just sparring like this, they're going to go for it, and they push across the map to get on our max ranged healer. And this is the perfect opportunity that we were all waiting for. Me and Decora are now just loaded cannons waiting to obliterate this mage, and we just pop all cooldowns. The mage, having been forced to overextend, has nowhere to hide, and the fun thing is that even if the mage hadn't died here, maybe he would have ice blocked or something, the shaman was forced to follow his DPS, and look where he was right in the open. A Shadow Fury swap onto him here would have been huge. So in summary, as a Destruction Warlock, you have really good heals, and you're really hard for a Spell-Cleave to kill, so play aggressively, use that to your advantage. Put your foot down in the middle of that damn map, and it doesn't matter which map it is, you've got to dominate the open space around you. You're going to be able to rack up really good damage, you're going to force their healer to stay behind the pillar because he'll be shit scared of you, and you barely ever have to worry about dying because you can always portal back if you really need to. And not only that, if your healer's playing max range, the chances of him ever getting CC'd are really slim. So just make sure that he does play at max range. It's very important that the enemy team has to come into no man's land just to CC your healer, and when they do, you are free to just expunge them. Anyway, that's all for this very quick video of how to tackle Spell-Cleaves as a Destruction Warlock when it comes to positioning. Very soon, there's going to be a follow-up video on how to position yourself against melee cleaves, and that's going to include KFCs and things with hunters in them. So anyway, thanks for watching guys, I'll see you all in the next video, and have a good day.